Oh, right. Unlimited humans, beautiful souls, embodied souls on a human journey. For Holy Shift, this is take two. Our marvelous Dan Mangena. Last week, he shared some strategies, a couple of very specific strategies of how to enter in a more abundant space for yourself in life, really looking at what you want, asking yourself this set of questions, looking at what you truly want, realizing what you actually desire, not what you think you desire, and how you what are the states, what are the feelings, what are the emotions that you hold in your life. I hope that you did your assignments. I hope that you did your homeworks, because well, we're going to reinforce. We're going to reinforce right now with Dan, who's down in the backstage, what it means to shift yourself into states that reflect the life that you want to live. It's not just that it happens like if it were nothing. You shift yourself continuously, masterfully into the states that are required. So here's it. Dan is about to come. Let's give it a wonderful, deep, warm welcome. What's going on? I clicked. All right, done. No, Dan is not here.
I'm
Okay,
here.
yeah, now he is. Done. I was like, no, that didn't work. What's going on, brother? So good to see
Hey,
your
man.
smile.
And you too. You too.
Look, I already gave that introduction. This is take two. So whomever actually do really wants to get to know you, of course, there's all the links in the description so that they can find you and find more in depth about who you are and what you do, and they can go and rewatch the last
Yeah.
session that we had together,
Hmm.
and of course, never losing the chance to invite them to actually spend time with us in December, in 15 days, 15th to
Hmm.
17th of December in Holy Shift. You actually give a
Coming up.
full master class for that. It's coming up. It's getting
Hmm.
closer at a speed that that host is like, oh my god, this is here already. I'm so excited. um so last time you left it with these two extremely valuable reflections, and I have that right here with me, because
Hmm.
it's always powerful to even review it when you've done it
100%.
already. Um, Now, today I'm always surreal, like 'cause it's we live real lives, and it's interesting how when we do these exercises, very often it happens that stuff comes up,
Hmm.
emotions, I mean actually beliefs and paradigms, they just emerge because now
Hmm.
we've uncovered, oh my god, I actually do not really want that. I actually,
Hmm.
like we said last time, is that I actually said I want to be a millionaire, but now that I ask myself, like, I don't. And so what have I been living up until now? And with such a reflection, what can happen is, oh my god, I'm lost now. Oh, what do I do
Hmm.
with my life? And that brings up so much, right?
Hmm.
So I know that you speak to micro shifting. I know that you speak to specific approaches and techniques, and talking about reality. Um, for example, this very morning, stuff was coming up for me based on a couple different situations, and they were trying to tell me in my head, no, don't show up today. Just stay quiet, cancel
Hmm.
your meetings. So yes, you're doing great and you don't need to go out there, like you can
Hmm.
restream the past lives.
Hmm.
And I was looking at it annoyed. I was like,
Hmm.
why are you trying to stop me, mind? Like, I was literally
and, and,
there.
and here's the thing. This is a great opportunity to speak to something that I'm actually going to be speaking to a lot more, I think, in the near future. And it's something that's really, I think there's really a need to have this conversation, and that's the reality of the human experience,
Hmm.
right? Because The assumption that the mind is trying to stop you is actually false. The mind is not trying
Mhm.
to stop you. The mind is simply reinforcing whatever programming patterns and instructions it's been given before. It's the most obedient soldier you've ever had, but you need to speak to it in the language that it understands, which is why when people who don't understand the way that their mind functions are trying to give it instructions, they're going nowhere. That's like me trying to talk to you in Japanese and then getting frustrated that you continue to do the same thing. Like, I'm really bored of this meal, but you're cooking me this delicious meal. I've been around, but I'm telling you in Japanese, I'm done with this meal. I want something else. And you're like, yeah, no, you
Yeah.
haven't. You
Yeah,
want
yeah,
some more, right? And that's exactly because remember, most of us have been running unconsciously for our life, right? So we've been
yeah.
running unconsciously, playing out these unconscious patterns. And that's where we've got the situation that we then wake up when we want to make the shift from. But
Mhm.
what's happening is that up until now, the mind has been uninterrupted and giving out the same crap that we've had: poor relationships, crap health, lack instead of abundance, dysfunction in our everyday life, stress, all of the things. But those are the instructions that's been given. So it's feeding us that plate of food, right, that we've been
Mhm.
enjoying unconsciously for years, for decades for some of
Continuous.
us. So then we
Mhm.
come in and we say, oh no, I'm done with that. I'm ready for sexy relationships. I'm ready for vitality and health. I'm ready for abundance. I'm ready for like flow and ease and grace. But I'm speaking Japanese to an Italian chef. And so we keep getting that food that we're having before, and then we get frustrated. Oh, something's wrong. The mind's trying to stop me. No, the mind's just cooking up what you've been telling
Just
it to
cooking
cook
up.
for your
Mhm.
entire life.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the second that you understand that, we can stop beating ourselves up. We can stop putting ourselves down. We can stop making ourselves wrong. And we can instead focus all of that energy that's been wasted fighting in Japanese with the Italian in learning how to speak Italian.
Beautiful, beautiful analogy, beautiful, beautiful example, brother. Apart from the fact that it's about food and Japanese and Italian food are both great and lots of food, but apart from
but
that,
you
you're
get, but you get
definitely
it,
a
but you get
knower.
it, but you get it, you get it.
Yes, my
Yeah.
absolutely. It's wasted energy to try, and indeed that's what happened in the morning. Like really, I mean, I always talk about my reality, and it's funny how
Hmm.
there's this aspect that I always talk about in next level embodiments, like continuous presence, deeper presence is the very first
Hmm.
pillar. Because as you
Hmm.
get distracted, eventually the cook starts cooking up again what he was
Hmm.
cooking before, because because still it was his best meal up until
Hmm.
that moment. So
Yeah.
you get distracted and it starts again, and it's like, hey, what are you doing? And you don't like fight
Exactly.
it. That's so paramount in understanding that there's no need to fight it.
Hmm. And once you understand that there's no need to fight, because the fighting actually just reinforces it. I was speaking to my friend this morning. He had a relationship thing that he was exiting, and he was like, "Oh, I really just want to understand why this happened, why that happened." And I was like, "Bro, your perpetual thinking that you need to understand why it happened is just keeping you locked in the energy of what happened. It's not freeing you. It's not supporting you. You don't need to understand why it happened. That's just a trick that your mind's using to reinforce the same, because the mind, it's not your enemy, it's your friend. It's like, I need to keep things the same to keep them safe. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, the way that I'm going to keep you safe is by keeping
yeah,
you locked in this thought frame around this idea. I need to
yeah.
understand where it came from, which past life it was, which dimension it sits in, how this impacts the Wakanda, or whatever it is, when ultimately
Yeah, right.
you could just move on.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're allowed to just move on. But we don't accept that we're allowed to move on, and we keep ourselves stuck in the same place when we can just move on.
You are allowed to just move on.
Hmm.
Hmm. Let it, let it sit you, everyone. You are
Hmm.
allowed to 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 let yourself move on. Ultimately, just just continue. How would you talk to the mind when, because yeah, ultimately it's trying to protect, it's trying to do something for you. I mean, earlier indeed I was describing how that situation was my mind trying to stop me,
Hmm.
um and that's like that's the problem, like where the conflict, the level of resolving the problem is not at a new level but the same level, so it feels like a conflict.
Hmm.
And indeed it wasn't trying to stop me, and when I stopped talking to it, like, yo, just stop doing that, and instead like, okay, you are doing it, and there's for sure a reason you're doing it. It's like for the good of something. Now
Hmm.
let's just thank you. if,
Hmm.
even if nothing else, thank you. Let's move. At that point, it faded away. I was like, huh, huh, right.
Because the thing is, like, if people only realized how much the thing is only there because they were holding on to it. I'm going to say that again. If only you realized that lack that you're experiencing is only there because you're holding on to it. If only people realize that health condition is only there because you're holding on to it. That pattern in your relationships is only there because you're holding on to it. Because the natural state of the universe is abundance, vitality, and love. That's the natural state. Anything other than that is an unnatural aberration of the truth of abundance, vitality, and love. So we're actually misfunctioning, right? When we're not. And so, because nature always seeks to express itself as it naturally expresses itself, which is why when there's a crack in the floor, something grows up in it, right? Every ecosystem always finds an equilibrium. Even when humans come and mess it all up, it still finds a new way of equilibrium because abundance, vitality, and love are the natural states, the natural order of things. But we, in our magnificent wisdom as humans, disrupt that natural order with our thinking and our interjection. When actually, if we just drop back like you did, it's like, oh, that path back, and then the natural order can start to step forward.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm teared apart from two directions here.
Hmm.
One, and I will go with this one. It feels the most immediate.
Hmm.
So when that happened,
Hmm.
what are some strategies
Hmm.
that can be used to snap out of it?
Hmm.
Actually.
Okay, so one of the foundations of my work is a model I created called the Beyond Intention Paradigm. It's the topic of my book, Stepping Beyond Intention. It sits behind everything I do. And the second step in Beyond Intention is clear, and clear is all about getting free of those unconscious patterns so you can be present enough to make the new choice that's going to move you forward. Here's the thing that I found in 20 years of my own work and the last 6, 7 years I've been supporting people around the world in their work too. It's, thank you. It's that no two people are the same and no two people's journey is going to be the same. So I can give you my strategies that work for me, but ultimately you have to go on the journey of seeing what's going to work for you. Now, there's a great resource on my website. If they go to dreamwithdan.com, check out
Uh-huh.
free resources. There is a clearing masterclass, I think, and there's also a clearing tools encyclopedia that they can grab for free. And that's basically my 20 years of searching for cool, effective things that you can do. But you're going to have to build your own toolkit. You're going to have to test in different circumstances because not everybody is going to get down with meditation, is the sad fact. Like, it's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone's going to love yoga. Not everyone's going to love breathwork. Not everyone's going to love the disruption technique. Not everyone's going to love the options method. Not everyone's going to love tapping. Not everyone's going to love it. We all have our own thing that's going to work for us in different situations. So, like, when I'm deeply, deeply in the funk, trying to get a meditation out isn't going to work. I need to shift my breath. I need to shift my physiology. I need to do something different to create the space for me to be able to go and meditate that then allows me to go and do something else. But it's only by trial and error and having the journey and the experience, having that human experience, that we can find out what that is. But those resources will give them enough to play with to find something that's going to work for them.
Hmm. That's genius answer indeed. Building up your own um, arsenal
Hmm.
of strategies, because indeed I'm pretty sure that uh, the majority of people wouldn't even maybe resonate with what I did, while the
Hmm.
few that I did to snap out of it, I
Hmm.
mean, I literally stopped and started at looking at the wall, which is
Hmm.
white and blank, and I was like, blank. I actually
Hmm.
I was mirroring myself to the wall, so that's not something
Hmm.
I learned it years and years and years ago,
Hmm.
and since then, based on my experience, I mastered that technique. But I
Hmm.
mean, if I try to get someone who is into their own right uh
Hmm.
pattern and reactive mechanism, it's like, okay, just stop and look at the blank wall. That's like, that doesn't work, bro.
Hmm.
What do I do with? And it might work for someone. So really, you guys, I actually, if you're watching this, I've put this little ticker scrolling banner below, dreamedwithdan.com, for free resources. um, and you'll have a good arsenal. You can pay. What is there? There's an actual test that can do, or to find their own resources, or they just need to pick and test them out.
Pick and test, pick and
Pick
test.
and test.
The
Lovely,
thing in
lovely.
there, it's got like some background on them, and if they, I think the masterclasses we've got like people actually doing examples and walking you through the examples. And it's actually a summit that we ran a couple of years ago, and we've repackaged it and made it available for people to be able to grab. But
Good.
we've had some of the actual people who created or who are trained in these different modalities leading you through them, so you can test them out and see, oh, that one felt a difference. I felt a difference with that one. You can actually experience it and see if it works for you.
Phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for your work. Okay, look, let's quickly step back into what's going on in Holy Shift
Mm-hmm.
in December from the 15th to the 17th. You guys, there's unvaluable opportunity. Let me say that there's um there's the possibility for you to join, choose what you pay. So that kind of mentality of I can afford it, it's not there. This is why we did it that way. And you choose what you pay, that goes into donation, and you access Dan, you access Leslie, Eden, all the speakers, you access them. The idea is that you get ready to clear from what 2023 has been that you didn't want, and you step open and free and empty, like an empty cup ready to receive in 2024. Because you can make it your ear if you choose to make it your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we're just giving resources. This is what we made it, the work that we do. It's pretty much, that's our role, quote unquote. It's to provide you with what you need to eventually step up and snap out of your own things. Yeah,
And
go Dan.
I love to sort of just touch on this one point on that. It's that understand that you're probably not going to really want to change yet.
Hmm.
And I want everyone to really understand that the very subtle difference. There's the conscious desire for change and the unconscious habituation, which is always going to win. Because, like I said last time, the unconscious mind operates at 10,000 to 10 million times the speed of the conscious mind. So, for every time that you say, I want to change, I want more life, I want more health and vitality, I want more abundance, there's 10,000 to 10 million contrary statements running through your mind, reinforcing the old pattern. And so, what I see happen a lot of the time is people then get caught up and putting themselves down on it and not working out instead of realizing, oh, hang on a minute. If I can just accept this now, then I can start to shift it, because I can only shift out of what I've accepted to be the case. If I'm pretending that I'm already past it, then how can I actively shift out of it? And this is why we did that audit where we said, where am I really? Where am I really in relationship to this? Because then I can start to map the effective route. And so I just want everyone to, again, speaking, like I said earlier, I really want to speak to the reality of the human experience, which is that we have patterns, we have programs, we have habituations, we have fears, we have doubts, we have unconscious patterns and programs. And they will win until we start speaking to them in the language that they speak, so we can create that shift, that holy shift, out of the old and into the new. But I can't do if that I'm resisting the new, the old, or I'm pretending the old isn't happening, or pretending that I'm somewhere else that I'm not. I must own where I am in order to claim where I would like to be,
Mm.
which may mean I'm owning that actually I quite enjoy complaining about that health issue. Actually, I love, bitching to my girlfriends about dating crappy guys or crappy girls or whatever it is. Like, once I accept that, I can do something about it. I can start to heal whatever wound is sitting underneath it. I can start to find a healthier expression of the need that's leading me to try and have these dysfunctional relationships. So I've got that thing to talk about. But you can't do that until you've owned it. So we have to own it to transcend it.
You have to own it to transcend it. That's a beautiful statement. And indeed, next level embodiment, that's what's founded upon, is embodying this current level.
Yeah. Hmm.
That what makes the next level even just
Possible.
naturally sprout. It's possible. And
Mm.
I mean, it happens. From there, it happens,
Hmm.
of course, with the new level action, that next level action, but from an embodied foundation, from an ownership that
Hmm.
is the understanding of where we are at truly. So, um, good. This is what you will gain, what you'll train, what you'll be held through in Holy Shift, you guys. Um, Dan is there and ready. You can see, you can see him or hear him. Actually, if you're just listening to this second part of of an interview, of a preparation to what will make you actually embody what happened in 2023, take it in, embrace it. Okay, this is where I'm at truly with relationship, money, traveling, work, mm, anything that you can think, health. And now let's go into 2024. This
Hmm.
is the idea. And I bet you not, you have 50 cents to spare and access 3 full days of growth, where Dan and other speakers, and myself included, will hold space for you to crack and break through. So if you're ready for that, just know that what you give go through to donations also. So you're contributing to the current state of humanity. Unfortunately, at war in Middle East, so we're just giving back to the kids, to the next generation. So as you grow yourself, you're also making sure that some kids that are going through very traumatic environment circumstances in this very moment get mentally supported, because that's who will donate to an association that supports kids and their mental health due to the, well, current war that is happening, because there will be the humans that tomorrow will inhabit the the planet that you as an elder will live. So you want them to be healthy, if that's for you, right? Even
Hmm.
like taking even the compassionate side of it away and being the selfish one side, like you want humans that don't fuck it up while you actually want to stay quiet. So they will be the ones. And this is why we donate to them. That's it. December 15 to 17, Friday through Sunday. Dan is with us, ensuring that abundantly you leave. And do you have a last sentence for the ones who are on the fence for something like this?
Get off the fence and come along and get shifted.
Yeah, you can allow yourself and do it.
Hmm.
That's it. That's the most simple way to say that. And I loved it.
Hmm.
So, dear humans, you stay unlimited, and we speak to you super soon. In the next days, for sure, go and check this out. Also Dan's website. There's so many resources you can check out if you're on the fence that might help.
Hmm.
Ciao.